So we're going to be discussing meiosis and female reproduction in this video. Meiosis 1 and 2, of course, these are a specific process of cell division that occurs in sex cells or gametes. This is going to happen either for men in the sperm or for women in the oocytes. And this starts with the first step of meiosis, meiosis 1, in the step of interphase. Interphase is a very important step of meiosis in the first phase because it is going to consist of DNA replication in order to produce the 4 sister cells at the end of meiosis, which is more than what we would expect from mitosis. After DNA replicates in interphase 1 in the first step of meiosis, in prophase 1, we have the chromosomes condensing, and homologous chromosomes are going to pair tightly together in a process known as synapse, creating tetrads, which is what you can see over here in that process. In this phase, crossing over is going to occur where genetic material is going to go through sister chromatids, creating new different types of genetic combinations. In metaphase, those tetrads are going to line up in the center. And in anaphase, they're going to be pulled away. And in telophase 1 and cytokinesis, those are when the 2 haploid cells begin to form and create the duplicated chromosomes. And then the process is going to start all over in meiosis 2. Right, so then they're going to go through the process all over again to create a four cells. In females, meiosis is going to be asymmetric. Only one large ovum is going to be formed along with 3 smaller polar bodies that will eventually degenerate. And these 4 are going to be known as haploid gametes. So certain changes are going to occur in the female reproductive system. There are going to be 3 types of phases. You're going to have the follicular phase, the ovulation phase, and the luteal phase. And this is for the body to prepare for pregnancy. The follicular phase, of course, starts on day 1, which is over here, and that is going to be the start of menstruation. As the menses are coming, the endometrium is shedding, and follicle stimulating hormone is going to prompt ovarian follicles to begin to mature. Those follicles are then going to secrete estrogen, which stimulates the thickening of the uterine lining known as the endometrium. On day 14 is typically, if you have a very normal cycle, that is when ovulation should occur. And this is when a surge of luteinizing hormone is going to be present, triggering ovulation, which is also secreting progesterone and some estrogen. Everything is going to depend on the duration of this cycle, depending on whether or not fertilization or a pregnancy is viable. If there is no pregnancy, then in the luteal phase, the corpus luteum, as you can see over here, corpus luteum will form and eventually become corpus albicans, and the process will start all over again. When there is no baby, as you can see, hormone levels will drop and then create your uterine lining to shed again. So your cycle changes a bit after ovulation when you are pregnant, and this will occur when fertilization and implantation occurs, which is going to have a rise in progesterone and estradiol, as well as a rise in human chorionic gonadotropin hormone, which is the pregnancy test hormone, what you would detect if you were pregnant. Now we're going to talk more about embryo development. So this, of course, occurs after ovulation and the female is pregnant. So fertilization is typically going to occur in the ampulla of the fallopian tube, where the sperm is going to meet the egg and the sperm is going to determine the sex of the baby. Within 24 hours, the zygote is going to endure a cleavage, which is a rapid series of mitotic divisions, not meiotic, mitotic divisions, as it begins to divide and eventually become a morula around days 3 to 4, which is a solid ball of 16 to 32 different types of cells. By day 5, the morula is going to become a blastocyst, which is a hollow sphere of cells. The blastocyst consists of two main parts. You have the inner cell mass, which is this pink area here, and then you have the trophoblast, which will eventually become the placenta. The inner cell mass will become the embryo in the future. Between days 6 and 10, the blastocyst will implant itself officially on the endometrial lining, which would make the start of the pregnancy. And that's it for this video. Thank you.